Good morning, this is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from the YouTube channel as I continue on my part series on this day, the week that was college football history and review, the 1965 college football season. Let's get into it. This is week number 10, November 20th, 1965. Let's get into it. Dartmouth beat Princeton 28 to 14. Resourceful Dartmouth completed third perfect season in its history, cutting down 17-game winning streak of Princeton. Scoreboard first were Tigers after a 69-yard first quarter, saw the ending in a touchdown run by Virtuoso tailback Ron Landak, whose 249 yards allowed him to break Princeton, held by legendary Dick Kazmaier, an Ivy League season total offensive records. So the Indians bounced back in second quarter, scoring on touchdown runs by quarterback Mickey Beard at end of 86 and 39 yards marches that came within span of 222. So halfback Gene Roswich went 12 yards to touchdown on first play of the fourth quarter, and Beard pitched 79-yard touchdown to end Bill Calhoun for a 28-7 lead, adding comic relief to title showdown was Dartmouth's Sam Hawken, lanky defensive back who, while wearing soft, ripple-soled shoes, ran up human steps, i.e. backs up his teammates and defensive linemen, to attempt block of early field goal try to the Tigers' ace kicker Charlie Gogolat on expendable crack, looking up a secret but well-placed 14 feet high vault. Tigers turned suspicious as Hawken entered game in first quarter and delayed their center snap. Hawken, accustomed to certain timing, found himself airborne and walloped by a Princeton lineman even before a ball was snapped. Even though offside penalty gave Gogolat a shorter attempt, he hurried it and missed. The play was not a total loss, concluded Hawken afterward. In the interest of safety, NCAA rules outlawed human steps before start of the 1966 season. Next, Syracuse beat Boston College 21 to 13. Slippery Jr. halfback Floyd Little set several records in the season finale for Syracuse. Little scored twice to set a 114-point season's scoring mark, becoming the first Orangeman runner to surpass 1,000 yards, 1,065 yards, and tie his receiving record with 21 catches. But Boston College played fine first half on chilly, leading sky afternoon. Eagles scored early after a block punt covered by linebacker Ed Lipson, who stood out on defense, and Boston College quarterback Ed Foley quickly scored on a 5-yard keeper. Moments later, Little tight rope sideline on a 62-yard punt, touchdown return to knot it at 7-7. Boston College led 13-7 at halftime when defensive end Dave Pizapan slammed Syracuse fullback Larry Sonka early in the second quarter and caused airborne fumble that Eagles defensive back Ron Gentile caught at 25 yards to score. Orangemen tramped 82 yards on 16 plays in third quarter as Zonka plunged for 1-yard touchdown, and Little caught pass from quarterback Jim Casado to brace 45 yards for the clincher score in fourth quarter. Next, Pittsburgh beat Penn State by a score of 30 to 27. Quarterback Kenny Lucas, younger brother of former Nittany Lions All-American quarterback Richie Lucas, who received little interest from Penn State, rifled 13 passes into the hands of his Pittsburgh receivers in the first half, including Bob Longo's 41-yard touchdown catch. So Panthers had led comfortably at 20-0. Penn State, which would lose chance to extend its 26-year streak of winning seasons, rallied to within 20-7 as quarterback Jack White snatched fumble at Pittsburgh 2-yard line by his fullback Dave McNaughton and carried it over. Fullback Barry McKnight's second touchdown run gave Pittsburgh 27-7 lead as third quarter ended. The Lions turned game around by going back some muscle runs out of its standard I formation. Passes by White sprinkled in. McNaughton scored at end of 59-yard march, and when halfback Don Kunitz swept in for his second touchdown of fourth quarter, Penn State had tied it at 27-27 with 55 seconds to play. But normally clutch quarterback kicker Tom Sherman missed go-ahead kick for Lions. So Pitt then went from its 40-yard line behind Lucas' precise sideline press passes to halfback Eric Crabtree once and end Longo 4 times, of which Lions quarterback John Slady could not stop despite his tight coverage. At 2-yard line, Lucas bootlegged to 1-yard line, and kicker Frank Clark made winning 18-yard field goal with 3 seconds on the clock. Virginia beat Maryland 33-27. South Carolina beat Clemson 17-16. Duke beat North Carolina 34-7. Tennessee beat Kentucky 19-3. Miami beat Florida 16-13. With the Sugar Bowl plums dancing in their heads, Gators pranced to 7-0 lead early in the game on Jack Harper's 34-yard halfback pass to end Charles Casey. Penalty on Hurricanes punt extended new life to Miami in the second quarter. Fullback Pete Benezak blasted over to Shave, scored the 7-6. Kicker Wayne Barfield's 2 field goals in the second quarter gave Gators 13-6 halftime lead. Florida tried off a mid-game break with 203 yards to 65 yards of offensive advantage. A lucky hop of Miami defensive back punter Art Zachary's punt in third quarter went into the hands of Hurricanes running back Doug McGee at Florida 8-yard line when ball accidentally grazed Gators, returner Dick Kirk. Miami quarterback Bill Miller quickly tied it at 13-13 with 8-yard sweep behind Benezak's block. Defensive back Zachary added to Missouri night for Florida quarterback Steve Spurrier, a timely interception late in the third quarter. Normally used exclusively as punter, Zachary was in for injured safety Jim Watney, and his pick led to decisive 24-yard field goal by Don Kirkwright early in the fourth quarter after McGee and Benezak hammered Gators' line. Spurrier led Florida on late surge for 52 yards to Kane's 19-yard line. The second and third down, Spurrier was called for pass grounding penalties of a sack by Miami defensive tackle Gene Trosh. Spurrier was rushed into incompletion on fourth down. Ohio State beat Michigan 9-7. Michigan State and about 2 top 5 teams. Number 1 Michigan State beat number 4 Notre Dame 12-3. The Fighting Irish sported the nation's second best running offense, and never in storied history of Notre Dame had its rushers been held to minus yards until this day. Michigan State defense tops in country in rushing defense blanketed Notre Dame and throwing its runners for minus 12 yards on the ground, permitting only 2 for 11 24 yards in the air, allowing only 3 first downs. Positive yards on only 26 of 40 plays initiated by Notre Dame. Spartans, too, were well checked in first half, leading in offensive yards to 174 yards to 31 yards and trailed 3-0 on Irish kicker Ken Ivins' field goal after early fumble recovered by defensive back Tom Longo. Irish defense provided 2 more scoring chances in the first half, but quarterback Bill Zalak threw interceptions clutched by Michigan State linebacker Charles Thornhill into defensive back Don Japinga. Spartans halfback Clinton Jones bolted 21 yards on track play to set up his own 3-yard touchdown run for 6-3 edge in his third quarter. Michigan State defensive back Jim Summers' fourth quarter interception put halfback Dwight Lee in position to slip behind Notre Dame's secondary for clinching 13-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Steve Juday. Number 2 Arkansas beat Texas Tech. This is about 2 top 10 teams as well. Arkansas, number 2 team in the country, beat number 9 Texas Tech 42-24. Hopeful Texas Tech scored first 3 times it had ball for 10-0, 17-7 leads respectively as quarterback Tom Wilson led attack with his aerials and halfback Donnie Anderson scored twice. A confident Arkansas shrugged off the fact that it trailed 10-0 before it even ran play from scrimmage, simply stormed ahead as Razorbacks built touchdown drives of 68, 72, 53, 73, 69 yards to complete its second perfect regular season record in a row. Razorbacks quarterback John Britton passed 14 of 20 for 245 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tailback Bobby Burnett rushed for 133 yards in his 5th game in a row over 100 yards on the ground. Burnett scored 3 touchdowns, including 1-yard dive. early in third quarter, in which he totaled 83 yards rushing. Burnett scored, provided Hogs their only touchdown of third quarter, and with their first lead at 21-17. Brittenham started fourth quarter with touchdown passes of 10 yards to end Richard Trail and 24 yards to end Tommy Burnett, the brother of tailback Bobby. Now it's another matchup of top 10 teams, two top 10 teams. Number 7 UCLA versus number 6 Southern California. But number 7 UCLA beat number 6 Southern California 20-16. Dominating game for 50 minutes for 16-6 lead. Southern California sent newly appointed Heisman Trophy winner tailback Mike Garrett training for 210 yards rushing on 40 carries. But UCLA had used halfback Mel Farr's 49-yard touchdown run for 6-0 lead, but Trojans countered with the first of 2 touchdown passes from quarterback Troy Winslow. This to wide receiver Mickey Upton to 7-6 halftime edge. With Garrett fueling Trojans 345 yards rushing total, USC was stymied by 2 lost fumbles in the third quarter, but appeared to ice it at 16-6 at defensive end kicker Tim Rosevich 20-yard field goal in the middle of the fourth quarter. So clock ticked under 5 minutes remaining when Bruins linebacker Dallas Grider, hard tackle, caught Winslow's fumble. Troy's 5th bobble. That linebacker Erwin Dutcher gobbled up that USC 34-yard line. The Bruins quarterback Gary Beeben quickly hit and Dick Richard with touchdown pass after Grider recovered. Successful on onside kick. Beeben lofted 52 yards field goal, 52-yard game-winning aerial to end Kurt Altenberg. Play game came on new strategy UCLA coach Tommy Prothro had designed, especially for Troy, except that first time they tried it, Southern California defensive back Mike Hunter made an interception. But this time, Beeben looked away from primary receiver Farr and arched the long pass to Altenberg, who snatched it off helmet of defensive back Nate Shaw. Shaw played brilliantly all game except for winning play with 2:39 left. Web opening on his way in Troy's locker room. USC coach John McKay admitted it was his toughest defeat by 700 miles. And finally, Stanford beat California 9-7. Big game 68th renewal found, according to Los Angeles Times, tailgate party stylish Bay Area ladies attired in the best from New York. It was a shame that the caliber of football didn't match the pageantry. Even teams squandered first half opportunities, especially Indians mulling up second and goal at California 1-yard line. Halfback Ray Hanley bobbled pitch out that was covered by Bears to ruin that blooming chance and send teams to halftime with a scoreless matchup in the first half. It was scoreless tie. Scoreboard famine finally was fed by Stanford halfback kicker Terry DeSilvia. 24-yard field goal in with 9:34 left in the game in the third quarter. Golden Bears quarterback Jim Hunt looked upon halfback Lloyd Rice for 28 yards reception on a 62-yard push to halfback Tommy Rattles 4-yard touchdown slam up the middle for a 7-6 lead for California in the fourth quarter. Tribe immediately retaliated with winning 70-yard touchdown drive. Stanford quarterback Dave Lewis converted 18-yard pass to end Bob Conrad to Bears' 11-yard line. Hanley broke several tackles to score on the next play. That concludes a look at Week 10, the games that were played on November 20th, 1965. Week 10. Let's look at the AP poll as November 22nd. Let's get into it. Number 1 was Michigan State. Number 2 was Arkansas. Number 3 was Nebraska. Number 4 was UCLA. Number 5 was Alabama. Number 6, Notre Dame. Number 7, Missouri. Number 8 was Southern California. Number 9, Tennessee. And number 10, Texas Tech. So that concludes a look at Week 10, the week that was, the games that were played on November 20th. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I do a video with some attitude possibly tomorrow. Until then, talk to you tomorrow.